What's up? This is Copy Who, and I'm your host, Paul the producer. Welcome, everyone. It's another one of those evenings, and I am tired and loopy, but I got a little nap this afternoon. I took some, is it called melatonin? Is that how you pronounce that stuff? I'm a little strange tonight. I did a show format earlier today to make some stuff, put some stuff in there, and I'm not quite sure. I took some things out because I was like, that's too serious. I don't want to talk too seriously about that. I have a nice little bevy of things that I think are going to be okay to talk about. A couple of them, I have wanted to talk about these people before. Bill Maher and Joe Rogan. I have tiny clips from them based on some things they were saying. Bill Maher's talking to Sean Penn, who I'm not a big fan of. Maybe he's not all bad, but I still can't help but think he's as dumb as a fucking stump. Pardon my language. So just let me say hi to my birds really fast. Hello, birdie birds. How are you this evening? It's another one of those evenings. I'm going to jump right in, but I'll try to goof around with you guys tonight. If I forget, I still love you, okay? Thank you very much. I appreciate your loyalty. Oh, they're swell, aren't they? So, just to actually get you guys going and get me warmed up, I'll tell you that I had a strange dream last night where I dreamt that I was living in California. And if you know me in real life, I don't want to live in California now. But when I was in my dream, I was walking down the street and I was arriving at a very large house that I bought. I mean, like in my mind, it must have been like 7,000 to 10,000 square feet, a very large house. And that's not the weird part. There were other people there when I showed up to the house. There were like other people inside of it. And I was like, what are you doing in my house? And so, but then I was in the house, in the toilet, relieving myself. And the interesting thing about the dream and about the story and about the toilet was when you flushed it, the contents of the toilet shot out like a cannon out of the wall out towards the neighboring house. And I actually thought to myself in the dream, well, they're not going to like that very much, and it's going to stink like hell out there. So it wasn't like a toilet hooked to plumbing that would go out a pipe out to a PVC pipe out to the sewer. It was like a shit cannon that was like, boom, out of the house, and it was like hitting a tree that was out there. And I remember being like, oh, that's gross. And then when I woke up, I was amused for a second. I was like, California? I'm not moving to California, not now, not until they get their shit together. That used to be a dream of mine, because on so many levels, I love the climate of California. It's amazing. It's wonderful. Don't like the earthquakes. Love the palm trees. Love the warm. Love the ocean. But the government sucks ass in California. It is a disaster. They got to solve the homeless problem. They got to solve the crime problem. And they're totally going in the wrong direction. And my reasoning for thinking that is because they're being conquered. Totally. It's like a fallen state. If you can conquer the hotbed of American culture for the 20th century, California, and if you can conquer New York, the rest of the states might go like dominoes. So I would recommend people in California wake the fuck up and stop thinking like in political binary and start thinking in realism. So just because I'm criticizing the government in California, please don't jump to the conclusion that I'm saying, well, I'm a conservative Republican or I'm right wing or whatever. No. I basically try to divorce myself from being partisan and make rational decisions and choices about the situation. That's what I do. Okay? That is what I do. It is what I do, and it's what I'll continue to do. I'm going to start out here with a Then and Now. A Then and Now from one of my guitar heroes, Dave Mustaine, because I was looking at this today and I was like, oh, dear God, man. Dear God. Dave Mustaine. We're going to sit and talk about this guy a little bit. Like worse for the wear right here, okay? Let me just get this out of my way over here. That's how I like to do because... Whoa. No, that's not how I'm doing. I will go like this really quick. We'll zoom in on Dave Mustaine, okay? Of course, Dave Mustaine's history is very interesting. He's got an attitude for sure, man. Definitely an ego on this guy. I read his autobiography twice. That's how cool I think he is. He's a phenomenal guitar player. Better than the guys in Metallica, although I don't know whether his music is as good as Metallica. This is the age-old debate with the fans, okay? He's a better guitar player. And I'm glad that he split off from Metallica, even though he's been a crybaby about it all of his life. Even though he went on to do exceptionally well, he's always been a crybaby and jealous about their higher level of success. I'm personally glad as a fan that he has distinguished himself with his own body of work, a lot of which really was exceptional, dude. But look at you. I was looking at these two pictures and I was like, your face has developed downward. Let me see if I can show you what I mean. Between the top of his eyebrows right here and down to his chin, it's almost like right here, the top of his eyebrows and down to his chin is even longer. Now I realize this picture is probably taken closer up, but and maybe that's the trick here, is it looks like his face has just grown longer. And he's kept a very thick head of hair. That's very rare for a carrot head. You're a carrot top, dude, and that's amazing. Maybe that's your heavy metal attitude. Maybe that's your super testosterone, which was just like totally accentuated. All the times you played heavy metal, it was like dun 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 dun. They should do a study, because it's aggressive music, to see if heavy metal music or aggressive music actually boosts your testosterone levels. I'm curious about this. Just thought of this now. Someone do a study. Study it. I am a little bit off the rocker tonight with the energy, and that's a good thing, probably. I'm getting warmed up. I'm just getting warmed up. We're just getting started. I got the little screensavers fixed. I figured out what the problem was. They shouldn't be stopping tonight unless the power goes out. Okay? And so, back to Dave Mustaine. Then and now, fascinating story here. This guy has been a serious drug abuser for most of his adult life, between drinking and other drugs. Severe. Heroin was a big one. And so I'm glad. I think he cleaned up his act for the most part. But what's interesting about it is that even though he did that, he's still, at least in his book, he sort of has a glass of wine once in a while. And I'm like, that's fascinating, because with as much of an addict that he was, it's like you would think that would trip him off, because I have a glass of wine and all of a sudden I get a little bit tipsy and I'm like, fuck it. Give me some marijuana. Give me whatever you have. Give me a shot of tequila. It really does push me over the edge. That's why alcohol to me is the ultimate super gateway drug. But okay, I'm going to wrap this up with Dave Mustaine, but I will say this is one of my guitar heroes here. But I do think he has an attitude. He was getting a little preachy and shamey in an establishment sort of way during the lockdown. I know he has he had cancer recently, and so he has an immune system that's compromised, and so I understand he wants to protect himself, but that doesn't mean we have to give up our liberty for you, man. And so I'm not gonna wear a mask for you. Sorry. You wear one if you feel unsafe, but I'm not doing that. Got it, bro? And I do care about this human being very much. He fired his bass player, and that's a whole other story. Maybe I should do a then and now on Dave Ellefson. Is that his name? Ellefson, I think that's how you pronounce it. Dave Mustaine from Metallica. Super legend. We're done doing this about you right now, but you are the man, sir. God, I love that guy. What's next on tap? Okay, Pearl of Just Pearly Things. I think that's how you call it. So she did a little, I was like not seeing her online like I normally see her online putting up clips and stuff. And I was like, what's her deal? And it said, this is why I stopped doing live shows. And so she goes into a whole spiel. And so I watched this earlier today, and I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but we're going to watch the annoying parts that I'm going to do some shtick on here. Okay.
What up, guys?
Okay.
Good morning.
No, you wait. I'm not talking to you yet. And I don't know why this live program window keeps coming up with you, Cam. It's just like I keep closing it and it keeps opening up. I don't dig that. It keeps interrupting me, and that's not cool. But let's go to Pearl of Just Pearly Things. And okay, my first thought on this earlier today when I hit play, I was like, she has nice teeth. And that's a funny look on her. Nice facial expression. What's up with you? You have some kind of zit or blemish here on your chin, and I would not be me if I didn't point that out. And so let's proceed, shall we, to hear about your health woes, which I'm not making light of. But you have some idiosyncratic things you do in this, and we're going to just see what that is right now.
Except it's not morning, it's evening. Welcome to Coffee Thoughts, except I have a quick coffee.
This is what people do when they become famous. They get lazy. Now look what you're eating, okay? Think about what she's eating here. This is some kind of processed food. I think I want to say it's almonds, okay? So it's nuts, and are they organic? I don't see organic on there anywhere. Keep that in mind, organic, okay? And it's really annoying that you decide to tear this open and eat it right now. Really F-wording annoying, Pearl. Just listen to the sound.
Before I start, don't forget to
That's so annoying to an audiophile like me. You're all going in there, tearing that open, and it gets even more annoying from now on.
Notified of my daily videos. Let's go. So, a lot of people have asked, Pearl, you were killing the YouTube game. Streaming 4 days a week.
Okay, here we go. Here's Pearl eating fucking almonds when she's talking on a video camera. She has all these subscribers, supposedly takes it seriously, but hey, I'll eat almonds while I'm talking to you. It's not annoying. Fuck you. And like rummaging through the bag like you do through this whole 10-minute video. Super annoying, Pearl. That's not all that's annoying that you do. Let me just give an example of what's to come, okay?
Video, why did you slow down? I have some answers. I got that's juice, by the way. Juice.
Yeah, mine's water. It's not vodka. It's not silver tequila.
Hella homesick, 1, so I went home, and 2.
Understandable. I'm not making fun of that.
Guys,
you know what happened here? You got a huge following super fast, and it's like, woo, being swept up in life. You became famous. You won the lottery in life. That's what everyone wants. Big YouTube channel. You're like famous. All these opportunities are coming out your ass now, and you're overwhelmed. Just like I would be overwhelmed. If I had 100 million subscribers between now and a year from now, all of a sudden I would feel like, pressure! Oh! Honestly, I would, because I've been there. Not with 1 million followers, but with a lot of responsibility and some serious notoriety at the time. So that's where you are. And you're not even explaining, I'm explaining, because I'm more interesting. And I go above and beyond. Above and beyond, I say. So you do good work. But this fucking sucks right now because you're not ugly or anything, and you're not a bad person. It's just that eating those fucking almonds right now and the way you're drinking off of that cup, like, it's really idiosyncratic to me. And I'm not calling you any meaner names than I already have. I actually think you look good on this. But I was watching this, and it was the first time I was watching it, and I was thinking, I don't know if I could hang out with Pearl and not be annoyed by the idiosyncrasies. Because, but then I'm my annoying self on here, so what makes me so special? I'm super annoying, you know? I know I'm annoying. To some people, I'm very annoying. To some people, I'm entertaining. But you and your chewing and you're drinking. Look, you're doing it again.
Done.
Listen.
Okay. And the reason I got my
That's
blood
annoying.
work done is because I have really bad
She got blood work done.
And I have really bad sleep patterns, and I have really bad, I have trouble breathing. And I've just been on this whole journey to, like, figure out my health, because for as long as I can remember, I have bad sleep patterns.
Bingo, right there. Sleep is foundational. I pray about sleep every single day. Do you know that? That's true. Every single day I have a segment of my prayer about sleep. It's foundational to a good life. If you're not sleeping right, every fucking other thing will go out of whack eventually. Trust me, Pearl. And I'm gonna read some comments. That you just have all these guys who want you, all these desperate guys who want you. And okay, fine, you built some value for yourself, but none of them would be sufficient for you because you built up all this value and notoriety. How are you gonna find a man if you don't marry a man who's not already famous? Tell me. I don't think you and I would make the power couple because I need someone more in deference to me. That's what I need, okay? Whatever, ladies. You don't like what I'm saying? I'm fucking sexist. And I'm in that kind of mood tonight. This is a high energy show. I had the melatonin or melatonin, whatever, before going to bed last night. I slept. I worked out today. Woo! I went to the chiropractor. I'm firing off on all cylinders right now. And I have my spark plug is rocking right now. You need to get your sleep in order, lady. Did your doctor tell you that? Dr. Paul is telling you that right now. Get your sleep in order. I'm in a mood. I got to yell at somebody. So don't take this personally. Really, if you want to psychoanalyze the situation, psychoanalyze me and be like, what is going on in Paul's life that he's going so aggressively off on Pearl in a way like Pearl doesn't deserve it? She deserves some moral support right now because she has health problems. But she's telling us about her health problems while she's eating some processed almonds right there that probably have Monsanto chemicals like flatulating out her butt half the day. And then she's drinking sugar like a Slurpee dog, you know, like a dog. Now, you're not a dog, but you're drinking. The sound sounds like a dog drinking out of a bowl. Okay, so Pearl. Come on, Pearl. Get professional.
I've always been the type to okay, I've done sports, right? And we would have fitness tests. And in the fitness tests, I would run and another girl would run and I would beat the girl, usually by a lot. But I would be out of breath for so much longer. I would be and no matter what I did, nothing really seemed to help. I had an inhaler for a minute, didn't really do much. I tried allergy meds for a bit.
I will only be doing the annoying drinking during Pearl tonight. Trust me. I will tone it down once we're done with Pearl. So if it tempts you to go away, just know that I will stop very soon so that I don't drive away my besties, my loyals.
Didn't really do much. So I just felt and maybe it was my eating, but I just felt
yes, that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's your eating. Maybe you can't put down the Monsanto almonds before you get up here and talk to us. Do you know how much water it takes to grow almonds? Shame on you. I'm just kidding. I eat almonds. I just ate almonds at my sister's house a couple days ago. And they were probably Monsanto almonds. But I'm not eating them now, chomping them in people's faces with a mouthful of almonds when I'm talking to people. Okay?
Something was wrong. And I had a friend, say to me that I should just...
I'm not making light of your health problems. I'm just trying to shtick my butt off right here.
Better care of myself. I don't eat full meals.
You and those almonds.
It,
So you're just now admitting you don't sleep well, you don't eat full meals, and I bet when you do, they're not nutritional meals. So, bam, 2 strikes against you for your health. Get these things in order. And you're talking about, keep going. We'll stop soon. I'm going to stop with you soon because I've done my due diligence with you. 18 minutes in, I'm in already. Oh, excuse me.
The doctor, a homeopathic doctor, I don't know, that.
Making fun of Pearl right now. It did go down the wrong pipe because of you.
I actually had...
Because I'm trying to slurp it in. So I'm inhaling water for entertainment value right now, Pearl. It's your fault. You see? Because I'm making imitations of you. I'm trying to exaggerate you. And here I am. My eyes are watering for real. I need a tissue. Oh, here we go. Keep talking, Pearl.
Really bad blood work for someone my age. It was he's one of the worst he'd seen in terms of viruses and in terms of...
I mean, I'm not making light of that. You look rather healthy. I don't look at you and think you look unhealthy. You look young and vibrant and stuff.
I forgot what's it called? Parasites?
Oh my God, that grosses me out. And so you keep eating those Monsanto almonds. And I don't know that they're Monsanto almonds. I'm just saying that for fucking entertainment value. And you keep talking with the full mouth.
I have to take pills now, I guess. But they're now.
I just know. I don't know. What do you... You don't sound like someone determined.
It was just a wake-up call.
It's always you don't sound like someone who's convinced you have to do something. You're not selling me on the idea that you want to be better.
I really need to focus on
I'm going to
my
wrap
health
this up very soon.
Honestly,
There you go again.
you know, I mean, everything that I have is like
Jeez,
fixable.
lady.
It's just like the reason I felt so shitty for so long. Like I've always been tired. I've always been like I don't know what it's like to not be tired. I'm always yawning, or even to like really be able to breathe.
So it could be that you have an allergy to gluten or something, or it's like you're not eating organically. You could have an autoimmune disorder, and so you should look into all those things. I'm going to wrap this up now and say that I do wish you well. However, what I am going to do first is come in here and we're going to look at some of the goofy guys who are just desperate to hook up with you. I'm sure you love the attention. I don't blame you. Okay, so these guys are like, keep pushing, your content is invaluable. You can't put a value on it, is what he means. Your health comes first. Don't sacrifice your well-being. It will come. Pearl, the issues you talk about, my wife has had the same very issues. She was always tired, was anemic. She had thyroid issues. She had parasite problems going back to her high school days. Maybe she caught them from you, John Parker Reed. Cesar Rivera, we can all appreciate your dedication and ability to focus on the truth. See, they're all kissing your butt right now because I don't get from you that you were really saying anything here about like turning over a new leaf in life. Is it turning over a new leaf? Is that the expression, or is it turning over a new lease? Because I could imagine both of those making sense metaphorically. Pearl, I have to tell you how much I respect your decision to slow down. And I think you should too. But it drives me nuts how no one, maybe if someone commented on the fact that you're chowing down those those almonds like a pig at the trough, I would respect someone if they said that. But everyone is like, you do look tired. You sound like sad and tired. So sleep well. Get your discipline in order. Get your nutrition in order. Exercise the right amount, but not in excess. For Pete's sake. Don't feel guilty taking care of yourself. All these are guys saying this. They all want her. Is it not clear? They're like, all these nice guys think if they're nice, they're going to get Pearl. You're not going to get Pearl by being nice, fellas. You're going to get Pearl by being a smart ass like me. And I'm not trying to hook up with her, but I'm just being a smart ass. And I'm not necessarily, I do have nice guy-itis. I'm not proud to admit that. It's true. I have nice guy-itis. She's just so damn adorable, says Andrew Gill. Good to hear you are taking a half step back and focusing on your health, Pearl. David, they're all so personal. They're all so lovely. You have 10 guys here you could go on a date with. That's so nice. You already started a lot of channels. You deserve the rest. Take your time. Okay, I don't know if that's a dude. It probably is. Okay, Grim, engineer. Is that your name? Yeah, it's a dude. Love you, Pearl. It's really refreshing to watch your shows and see how you get the subtext under all the issues and are so based. Some of that might be true. Get better, Pearl, says Irving. We're going to be waiting for you to keep being a voice of reason with the internet. Why don't you offer to give her children, dude, with your beta seed? Oh, I know I'm a little off the hook tonight. I'm not on drugs. I'm a little strange. I'm going to take a drink like Pearl right now, okay? That's what we're doing. We're just doing a little silly goofing on Pearl. Just Pearly Things. What's her last name? Somebody dox her. Give me her address. Give me her phone number. I want to talk to her. That's so refreshing. I think it's time to move on from Pearl, and I appreciate that segment with you. Hey, listen, I have one of those bubbles in my throat. Can you hear it? I really do, and I'm just going to keep talking. I'm going to milk that bubble for all it's worth right now. Can you hear the bubble in my throat? I'm not articulating normally. Wow, this is an amazing coincidence, because I wondered, wow, what if that ever happened when I was doing this? And sure enough, within the next week or two, it happens. And it probably wouldn't have happened if it weren't for Pearl and I wasn't drinking this stuff and coughed my ass off on it. Okay, but now I'm going to swallow that bubble and make it go away. Do you hear the difference now? There is a tonal difference. I'm so glad that happened. What an amazing coincidence. Get better, Pearl. You're such a sweetheart. If you're tired, rest. But like everything I said, not joking, is focus on sleep. It's like number one priority. Focus on your nutrition and get the right amount of exercise, okay? And those fucking doctors you're going to see, and I don't know about that. Get some massage stuff to get some toxins out of your body. What the hell else? Get some acupuncture and go to the chiropractor. Voila. You're young, you'll heal, and meditate. Make sure you focus on cultivating a relaxed life. Because I do that, believe it or not. I have times, periods of time where I meditate very frequently, and it is helpful. Got to create that relaxation loop in the body. Relax the body, relax the mind, relax the body. That's what I call it, the relaxation loop. And I started doing that when I heard Tony Robbins actually say, physiology equals psychology. So relax, Pearl, is all I'm saying. Okay, so we're going to watch a clip here of Sean Penn
and so I had
and Bill Maher
outside the auditorium at the university. And some of those protesters found their way into the auditorium. Most of them were outside with the banners, you know, fuck Sean Penn or whatever it was. And I was in the wings, and they had told me, you know, there's so-and-so as the head of the university department here is going to introduce you and then moderate the conversation. And I'm waiting in the wings in this auditorium, and
it's not annoying so far.
During the introduction. And at some point, close to saying, and now, ladies and gentlemen, Sean Penn, and I come out, they mentioned the movie Milk.
Yeah, you won the
and
Oscar
for that. Got a big applause. And I was listening to that applause, and I was realizing the contradiction in what was happening outside with the protesters and a few inside. And when I came out, I think the first thing I said, which was, I think, a fair observation, is, were that film made today, I couldn't play that part.
Okay, that's the first thing he said that annoyed me. And it's not Sean Penn. Well, you know what? Because we're in a strange reality now. So, like, the way to look at this as, I know that role you're talking about, and you were very good in it. It told an interesting story, and I didn't feel like the movie was gratuitous. And because 10, 20 years ago, progressively going that far back in time, gay roles and gay actors in Hollywood were not quite, they hadn't arrived in the scene yet with this large-scale acceptance. You opened doors for people. And so people who begrudge that are out of their minds because you're part of what normalized being gay in society. Now, whether people agree with that or not, that's what you did. And so there's nothing to be critical of there. And to me, you're jumping on some kind of bandwagon here by saying what you're saying, when an actor should be able to do whatever the heck role he wants. Isn't that what acting is? Stepping outside yourself and pretending to be something else? What's Raging Bull? Should Robert De Niro should that role have not been played by Robert De Niro because they need to get a real boxer? Do you need to fill the role with someone who has that exact same trait in real life? Of course not. Gay people play straight people these days. No one bats an eye about that. But if you have like a straight person playing a gay person, it's like everybody's up in arms, and that's part of what's wrong. That's just not natural. It's like, who can do this role right? If you use identity politics in every aspect of life, you're not going to get the best people for the job. You impressed me with that role, you know. Keep watching this.
Right. And the same people who 2 minutes before they were applauding Milk were thinking, fuck him about me too. I mean, suddenly we're hardwired into an acceptance.
And also institutions are becoming the opposite of what they're supposed to be.
True.
Colleges are supposed to be about scholars.
Yeah.
You know, and free speech and opening your mind. And now it's about, you can't say this, how dare you?
Not only that, worse than that, it's you can't teach at this high a level, how dare you? Hence the NYU organic science professor who was fired because too many of the kids' parents wrote complaining letters, you're making a course too hard. And these are people who are going to be our professional, our health.
God forbid kids are challenged. Shit. I take issue with Bill sometimes because he's always like, I'm not the one who's changed. I've stayed the same. And sometimes when he says that, I think, so does that mean you haven't grown? You have to grow in life. There is some kind of progression, and I'm not talking about in the political sense, the liberal leftist sense of progression, which is really in a lot of ways regression in that political sphere. But like you say you haven't changed. How could you not change after decades? I mean, right now you're speaking against things you wouldn't have 20 years ago, I think, because you were more aligned with what's around you that's changed. I don't know if that makes much sense, but let's continue with these guys.
Oh, no. I mean, colleges have been taken over by ideologues.
Yeah.
Yes.
There is something going on here, to come full circle here, that is very reminiscent of Mao's Cultural Revolution.
Yes.
In 1966.
Well, it's also cultural Marxism to the max, what we're living through now. Maybe that's what you have to do to conquer a country that became so prominent and strong in the world, is just take the formula of the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia, which was classic Marxism, and then like amp it up a million times on super duper postmodern steroids and just fucking go to town with the conquering.
DEI officers as the Red Guard.
Now, what's he talking about when he says DEI officer? I want to just look that up really quick because I heard that term earlier today. Officer. Diversity. Oh, fucking Jesus. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Fuck that. It's not what people think it means. It sounds pretty. It sounds flowery, but it's not what people think it means.
First, there is a place for DEI officers, and there should be some. Like, I think Michigan State has 140. That's a lot of
140 people policing your behavior, basically. That is like Maoist, neo-Bolshevism, neo-Marxism. Fucking ridiculous.
To be hunting.
Yeah, it's a lot of witches.
Sean Penn smoking a cigarette here. That surprises me a little bit. I mean, like, you're smoking inside Bill's house, dude. Come on. Looks like he might be smoking American Spirits down there. That might be the type of cigarette he's smoking. At least it's not some Marlboro crap with a billion different chemicals in it.
Investment in the hunting of witches.
It's a well said. Exactly. So, that doesn't make me a conservative to point that out. I just always want to keep it real.
I think it is conservative, defined by the word conservative, to conserve, to want to retain more of the classic liberalism. And so you're criticizing a lot more contemporary liberalism, and I think that's apropos. And I appreciate it a lot, to be honest with you.
And we've talked about this before. Whenever people applaud their socialism, and they use that word,
I'm glad they brought this up today. Before they mentioned that, I was thinking that every strong society should be some kind of truly healthy balance between capitalism and socialism, not overboard in either way, because they can both run away and be very bad for people. But so a good mix. I think the United States should strive to be a good mix between those things, but not definitively one or the other. All the meanwhile going out of its way to protect personal liberty, free speech, the right to bear arms, because the shit can always get out of hand. The tree of liberty must be refreshed time and time again by the blood of patriots. That's a paraphrasing of Thomas Jefferson right there. Not sorry. Racist. If that's what someone just said in their head, then you have been tainted and brainwashed by some kind of contemporary fucking indoctrination that is so bloody fucking stupid, honest to God. It has done harm in so many ways to this country. We got to get away from this this hyper Marxism that we're living in right now. If this country is ever to heal, we really got to get over that shit.
I want to fight them because we know.
When he says fight,
from
I'm thinking he's meaning like get up and put up his dukes and stuff.
every experiment.
So I have these mixed feelings about Sean Penn. I'm like, he's talented. Sometimes he says things I like, and sometimes he says things that make me want to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
the world.
And
of
what you're
socialism.
doing, like supporting war right now, being a proponent of war. That this is not a just war.
Doesn't work.
You know, the one over there.
Capitalism.
It's not that I'm forgetting to be specific. The one over there that I'm afraid if I say A, B, and C, like they'll be like, "Oh, you're a Russian asset. You're Putin's guy." Blah 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 blah.
Sustainable. There are, if your grandmother is alone at home and someone breaks in, she calls 911. She doesn't have to put her credit card down when the police show up. That's socialism also.
Yes.
But don't call it
Valid.
that.
Well-
Shut the fuck up and just communicate policies to people without relying on the trending titles
The
and all the
tropes.
bullshit that so many of
Okay.
Yes, there.
So to me right now, he's making an okay point. I take no issue with what he says, but recently I've been mad at him for the way he's poking his nose into a war that is extremely fucking dangerous and every sensible person should want to get the fuck out of, dude. Like, why are you on that side? Instead of saying no war, being like, no war, let's get out of this war. Let's not risk the stability of the world in terms of having a nuclear confrontation. Fucking A, that's what's at stake. That should be everybody's opinion. But in Hollywood, I'm just asking, are you actually under pressure to take that view? Will you lose jobs? Are you allowed to even entertain a different thought that maybe we shouldn't be at war, is what I'm asking. And you guys aren't talking about that, but I'm bringing that up because you go see the Big Z and you give him your Oscar, and that guy is actually being very tyrannical in his own little context of the world in a way that is not really justified. So I don't actually get where that's coming from, that perspective, when we should be all on the same page. Nuclear war bad, right? That's what you're risking by trying to defeat Russia instead of sitting down and having peace talks, which is what good, sensible people should do. Yeah, I feel strongly about it. So what?
There's a perfectly rational. It would take 2 seconds to explain socialism in the rational way, which
Yeah.
is America is already quasi-socialist,
right.
as it should be.
As it should be.
And
every-
that's why earlier today I was thinking every country should be a very healthy, rational balance of these two worlds. You have a social safety net, and you have capitalist free market ideals where people can thrive, where they're motivated to innovate, create things, build success for themselves. But we can't have this discussion in its entirety if we don't include something about what I think is the best for humanity and society. And it created foundationally, historically, the bedrock for an amazing society like ours to take off is what is very much a traditional nuclear family. And that's not to say people of other types of families don't contribute and do wonderful things, but I do think that is the bedrock of a strong society, is strong families, period.
Western democracy is, and most other countries in the world that know how to do it right. It's not just Western countries now. But yes, there is places where the military
This
is
is going to be the
socialism.
battle of the next month with the debt ceiling.
Yeah, of
this
course.
is going to be the battle.
What is bigger socialism than making tanks we don't need? It's because it's a jobs program
Absolutely.
in districts that make tanks, and they want to keep
Absolutely.
making them even if the Pentagon says.
Absolutely. Okay. These are the perfect points. And this is not the type of socialism we need where we just keep building armaments for the world. We're creating the ability to destroy the world many, many, many times over. And so what? In the name of profit. You know, and it has diminished the authority and the power and America's standing in the world. And I can't say the moral backbone, because the United States, for as wonderful as it is, coming from a place like this that I love because I come from here, and so many things about the culture throughout my life I've appreciated, it still has committed so many evil acts and we can't justify all of it. It's just a mixed bag of wonderful shit and pure shit.
We have enough already. That could not be more socialistic. So, and then we have a
Yes.
lot of excess social. I mean, what was the bailout of the pandemic? $6 trillion? Really just, and most of it was stolen. We know that.
Yes.
That's a little
Big
hard
ass,
to take.
irresponsible waste. Hard to take. It's a grave crime. I can't go fucking rob a bank, and yet that's a billion times worse than robbing a bank, what these fuckers did, printing up money during these last few years. And they just get away with it because they would have to hold themselves responsible for it. And we know how. That's the essence of corruption right there. In a debt-based system like this where they can just print money up, fiat money, and steal it from everyone all at once, I don't understand why they even bother with taxes, but I actually do, because you have the IRS, because it's another control mechanism that can come in. It's just another way of dominating people through a threat of violence. And it's also fucking arbitrary and unnecessary.
So, yeah, we have socialism already. I've always thought we should have socialized medicine in more
There
along
are
the
areas
well,
that we can, by the way,
yeah.
these are sellable stories.
Right.
If you
Yeah.
don't call them socialism.
Yep. I appreciate what those guys were saying for the most part there. But I get lost in myself a little bit because of how I feel about certain things. You know, Sean Penn and Bill Maher have both said in the past, I don't agree with everything they both say, even though I have some degree of love for both of them. I love Bill Maher more as a person, and Sean Penn sometimes has just been as dumb as a fucking brick. Sometimes. Sorry, dude. I just genuinely feel that way, and you can say that about me too. You probably would. It's perfectly fine. I don't need Sean Penn's motherfucking validation. I don't need it. But I do enjoy having, I mean, like if I were having a conversation with him, I would be civilized, and I need to spice it up now because I want people to listen. I want people to think. There is an underlying agenda here where I want you to think. We should call it a thought agenda. Okay, I have a little more to say about
It's
this.
terrifying.
A lot of people can't think of this.
Yeah.
And I have
And
I have to
not
go
only
to a
that, but they've
certain
had
time code
jobs
in here.
they've
Where
been
are we?
Forced to, like,
3
all-
minutes, 21 seconds. Boom. Play.
Really?
It's one of my favorite things. You ever see those Hollywood Squares?
No.
It was the
Megan
funniest.
Phelps was on that?
Yeah, it was the Phelps. I think their block was gay haters. It was like them. It was like
Oh, and she got
Gilbert
out.
Gottfried,
Yeah.
Daniel Carver.
Yeah.
One block was just called the retards. It was
There is something I want to
I
talk
mean, it was
about in here.
nuts.
Yeah, that shit was
I don't
wild.
even know who these other guys are. It's about something. Rogan says Howard Stern was the man, and that's what I want to riff off of right now and see if anything I say is interesting.
What he did, I mean, look, people to this day, they make fun of Howard Stern because of who he is now and the way he behaves now. That guy,
Yes.
the man. He
Yeah.
was the fucking pioneer. When he was
don't
the
dispute
king of
that.
all media,
Yeah.
and he was telling everybody to suck his dick, and the FCC was going after him, the government was fining him.
Yeah.
They were fining his businesses fucking millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And he was out there doing wild shit on the
He was
radio.
putting a Klansman on with fucking Young Thug or
and
not
now,
Young Thug.
and
well,
now he's woke.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Trick Daddy?
Trick Daddy.
Yeah, now
Yeah,
he's
he has-
woke. And I even heard him talking about the word woke the other day. He's like, I don't even understand what it means. People call me woke. I don't understand what it means. Howard pretends to be dumb sometimes when it's convenient. And that's over a myriad of topics. Like even when the stock price of Sirius went down because of their stupid ass merger with the hell was it? It was the other media company, the online Pandora. What a fucking stupid thing to do. Howard, of course, he's very wealthy from the Sirius XM mergering originally. He's made a ton of money. I'm sure he has tons of stock. I'm sure he has financial advisors who know what the fuck is up with all of that, and he's well informed there as a top tier talent at Sirius XM. And he acts like, I don't understand. He just pretends to be dumb about it. Yeah, you fucking understand. Pandora was a stupid buy for Sirius, and it wound up fucking Sirius stockholders in the ass. It was stupid. Very fucking stupid of that company to do that. But The woke thing too. The other day he's talking about is like, I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. And he has been extremely woke, and he's pretending like to not know what it means. He's on that side now where he was this regular guy, and then he became somebody who got accepted by the Hollywood mainstream. And not only that, he became one of the biggest people, one of the biggest standout people, super ultra famous, notoriety up the ass, and tons of money, tons of wealth. And it sickens me, actually. He's gone back and he has revised history as far as his recordings, cutting out certain words that he doesn't want people to hear because they've fallen out of favor, that's for sure. Because of the new woke world we live in, super hyper censorship, he has definitely gone out of his way to come off as more politically correct now. And okay, that's fine. You've evolved for the times. But it really compromises the bold Howard Stern of the 80s and 90s to become what he has become. And it's really disturbed me. I have a lot of opinions about Howard Stern, but I really think he's become a woke satire of himself. And I'm especially pissed at other things I don't feel like bringing up right now. You know what I mean? His rhetoric the past couple of years has been horse shit. He's like, today I heard him talking about his cat Yoda, who died. And it was a very moving, kind-hearted story about how sad he was to have to put down this sick cat he had. And it was understandable. I identified with him. But the way he's spoken about his fellow human beings the last people who haven't taken the death ritual, people who don't wear masks, and he sat inside his house all afraid for so long to go out, and blamed everyone else for his own stupid fear. That is fucking woke. And that is so purely revolting establishment. That's why Joe Rogan is more in favor now than Howard Stern, because people want and need now that thread of truth. We are living in an era of epic fucking deception, especially as it descends down from the biggest, most wealthy corporations and institutions. And what people want is a ray of hope from someone who's being honest. Joe Rogan does that. Howard Stern does not do that anymore. And it just fucking makes my skin crawl how much he has sold out. And I'm not saying this to get attention from anybody. Specifically, I'm not saying it to be controversial. This is how I feel authentically. You can't explain away. You can go on saying I'm an idiot all you want. I used to be your biggest admirer. You influenced the direction of my life profoundly when I was younger. The fucking decisions I made. I heard you say, like, every time my mind thinks something stupid, instead of holding back with it, I just blurt it out. I took that to heart. I took it to heart like Bible, and that wasn't exactly good for me. So actually, I don't even want to play any more of this. I said enough about Howard Stern right now, but he really has he's fallen out of favor with me in many regards. I still listen to him, but I get really fucking pissed off with a couple topics you're talking about, because you sound like a sellout establishment ignoramus. On such a level, when you have all that fuck you money, you want to keep the forum, I get it. And if you go too far outside the lines in the forum where you are, you're going to get zinged or thrown out on your ass. It can happen to you, Howard Stern. Yes, it can. You can be canceled. And I think, the things you did with blackface, other people are destroyed, but Howard gets to go on because now he's playing the tune and he's in rhythm and he's in sync with the establishment. Fuck this. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. You have fucked our lives. With this, I'm talking about the whole establishment, not necessarily just Howard Stern. He's just a big mouthpiece on it, and he pretends like it's like, oh, I'm not so big. Why do people care so much what I say? Aren't you the guy who branded yourself the king of all media? I wanted to be you. Instead of like pioneering a more honest road where I can be serious and real sometimes. I've done some goofing around tonight, but I'm also very serious about what I'm saying right now. We have so many fucking serious problems, and I've lost sleep these last couple years because not because I'm afraid of going outside and encountering someone in a mask or not in a mask, what the fuck ever. I'd rather see people not in masks because I think it's a psyop being played on us. And I would rather see people living normal lives and courageously, but I'm more worried about literally like famine. What do you think your money is going to do for you, Howard, when the food disappears in New York? But you'll probably be in the elite class. You probably are. I mean, do you think you'll be safe there in your little house that is it Long Island where you have your big 10,000 square foot house? I'm sure you have a big place in the city too. Are you going to be safe there? I'm sure you've got some backup food. You're going to like rely on Ronnie, the limo driver, to protect you. I'm just getting a little too out there. Should probably start wrapping this up. Oh, the battery did go dead on this. I thought it might go dead. Yeah, bastard. I want to plug it in. That's the next thing. So tonight was not a perfect execution again. Even though I fixed these screensavers here. I know what's up with those now. And I'm liking the look, okay? I really love this look here, okay? I love this look. And I love my birds. How are you, Copy? How are you, Jules? I love you too. Do you know how much you guys inspire me, even though I don't talk to you very much? You inspire me. And I appreciate that. Appreciate you too. And I love this look over here. Back to the money shot, okay? I'm just like feeling like it's getting better and it's not complete yet. So I'm going to keep striving to make this better. I'm also, if you want to buy this t-shirt, check out the description in the when I post the video, and I will put a link to this t-shirt. I designed this t-shirt, okay? I created this skull with the flowers with artificial intelligence. And I created the circle in Photoshop myself with the white line, the white outline around it. I created this bezel here. And I also put the blue sun rays around it. And I'm going to be creating more shirts because I have a little thing I'm doing on Amazon, and it's kind of cool. It's fun for me. I like it. If you like the show, please show me by subscribing, telling your friends, liking the videos. I'm enjoying doing this. It uplifts my spirits. And earlier today, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I can't be interesting. Can I be interesting? And here I went. I filled 52 minutes relatively easily. I was like, do I have enough content? Choking on water for Pearl, inspired by Pearl. Thank you, Pearl. You inspired me to do that. I want to tell you all, take care of yourselves. Get good sleep. Nutrition, baby. What else? And the right amount of exercise. Relax. Meditate. Be spiritual. Yes, we know what it is. I'm just filling until that one moment. And here it is. Peace be with you all. Peace be with you too, Howard Stern, you bastard. I still love you, you bastard, even though you've acted like a dumbass fucking idiot. Oops.